Hello, everyone. Long time no see. How are you guys today? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining to this the Student World 15-minute talks. I'm Carla Plasencia. I'm based in Mexico City, and guys, I would like you to know where are you watching us from, just so we can get to know you a little bit better. Let us know if it's your first time here, if this is your second, third, or whatever live you're joining. Welcome, everyone, again. Thank you so, so much. Today, we have an amazing episode with York University Glendon campus. So, we're going to ask them some questions, and please feel free to share anything that you would like on the chats. We're doing this through YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So, just share your comments there, and I will be able to see them from all platforms. So I know that we have only 15 minutes. So I will introduce you to our awesome presenter for today. So we have Ryan from York University. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Carla, how are you?
Oh, good. Thank you. What about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. It is winter in Toronto, but it's a beautiful day, and I'm here in a beautiful space, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on in the broadcast.
That's amazing. I know I see here lots of different nationalities. So we have an interesting mix today. We have Morocco, South Africa, Italy, Ghana, Brazil, India, Turkey, Estocolmo. Wow, that's a new one. Mexico, yay. Afghanistan, Ecuador, Kosovo. Oh my God, so many different countries. This is so exciting. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. So, Ryan, why don't you share a little bit of what you do for York University?
So, I am the International Student Recruitment Officer for Glendon campus of York University. York University is one of Canada's largest institutions, but we have three campuses right here in the city of Toronto. Glendon is the original campus. So, all the students that are interested to come from abroad to study in one of our bachelor's degree programs, you're most likely going to be having me as your point of contact so I can help you through the whole process from application to guiding you along with the enrollment process and everything to make sure that if you do come here, that you start off on the right foot.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. So let's start with this. Can you share like some key highlights of the Glendon campus and what sets it apart from the other campuses?
Absolutely, Carla. So, number one, our size. So, I did mention that we are part of Canada, one of Canada's largest universities, but our campus itself is actually quite small. Out of 55,000 students that York has, Glendon is home to only 2,000 of those students. Now, what does that mean? It means we have small class sizes, an average of 22 students per class. What does that mean? It means that you have a different style of learning. It's very hands on, it's very direct learning, and you get a lot of collaboration with your students and a lot of professor interaction. Another really unique feature of Glendon is its bilingualism, or these days actually trilingualism. So we have course offerings in primarily in English and French, but we also have Spanish language courses as well.
Oh, that's
And a
awesome.
third thing is that 100% of our programs offer professional experiences as part of your program. So no matter what program you're in at Glendon, you can actually do an internship out in the field in Toronto, and you get academic credit for it.
This is so, so cool. It sounds awesome. And actually, I had here on my notes, um, things about the bilingualism. I'm sorry, English is not my first language.
Hard word
So
in any language, believe me.
yeah. So how is a multicultural experience in campus?
Well, I think I should start off by saying that we're located in Toronto. Toronto is the largest city in Canada. It's also our economic capital. And it was voted the number one, it was named the number one most multicultural city in the world, according to the
Wow.
BBC. That's the British Broadcasting Corporation. It's also the number one safest city in North America, according to The Economist magazine. So our multiculturalism stems from the ground up. Our campus is an incredibly diverse campus with more than 30 languages represented among our
Awesome.
staff, students, and faculty, and they represent more than 100 countries. This is an unbelievably diverse, multicultural, and multilingual campus.
This is amazing because when you want to study abroad, obviously you do it like for the academic experience and all that stuff, but the multicultural experience and to open your mind to so many different cultures and languages and ways of being, it's what makes the experience so much more richer. So that is amazing.
Absolutely. And it's not just for personal development, although it is for that, but for professional development as well.
Yeah.
So no matter what field you go into after graduating, we live in a global world where you're going to be interacting with people from different backgrounds, different identities, different languages. It's really important to get that cultural competency and that sort of cultural skills toolbox while you're studying at the bachelor's degree level.
Totally. I totally agree on that. Been working with international teams for a few years now, and you always have to learn how to approach certain cultures and all that stuff. So this is great. Now I want to talk a little bit about your academic programs.
Yeah.
So, what academic programs are offered at Glenda's campus?
Great question. So, we're primarily a liberal arts and sciences and humanities campus. And the programs, we have more than 15 programs, or what we call majors as well. So, obviously, we don't have enough time today to go through each major and give details. So, I will highlight a few that tend to get a lot of interest from students coming from outside of Canada. The first one, psychology. So, we have a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science option in psychology. And why do I bring up psychology? Well, it is a popular program for both Canadian students and students from abroad, but we teach a little differently here because compared to most universities in Canada, psychology tends to have a very high number of enrollment, so a lot of students. So the classrooms in psychology tend to be very big and it can be kind of an impersonal experience. But in our psychology program, not only do you get those small class sizes and that direct professor interaction, but we also have placement opportunities in healthcare centers in Toronto. So students in that program can actually get practical experience working alongside healthcare professionals. We also have a neuroscience concentration as well in the program. So that's something for anybody that's interested in studying the human brain. Another one would be international studies. It's kind of like international relations, but there is a difference. So, international relations, which is a discipline of political science, deals with how states interact with other states. And there's definitely a component of that with international studies. But in our program, it's broader than that. And it's really about state to state relations, but also non governmental organizations, international business and trade and economic policy. It's a much more interdisciplinary program than you might expect. Another one would be business economics. As I mentioned, we're here in Toronto, Canada's economic capital. All of our major banks are located here, headquartered here. So are many of our major corporations. And so business economics, it's a fantastic place to study that here because you are in the center of business and a global economic power. So again, for those on-campus and off-campus experiences in that program, lots of opportunity here.
That is amazing. That sounds awesome. Do you have any website where they can that you can direct them to for after this live, where they can check like the full list of the programs that you offer?
Absolutely. So our website is glendon.yorku.ca. And then on the drop down menu, it'll say programs, and you can look at our list of undergraduate programs. And you can click on any program and find out the admission requirements, some of the most popular courses in the program, and just get a really good idea of what you would learn from that program and also the potential career pathways that could be headed your way if you choose that program.
That's amazing. Thank you so, so much. Now, I want to talk a little about support services because I know that we as international students, we always get nervous about feeling like lost when we get there. So, what support services are available for the students to adapt to this new academic and cultural environment?
Our support for international students starts before they even arrive in Canada. So, as I said, as a student recruitment officer, I'm there to guide you through the process from the beginning. One thing that we started last year is, many students, especially outside of Canada, the United States, they love WhatsApp, right? The world runs on WhatsApp. That's what I hear all the time. So, last year we started a new initiative, just as an example for you, of all the students from abroad who have accepted an offer of admission and enrolled in their courses here. They were actually invited to join a WhatsApp group, not only of their fellow international students starting that year, but also we were in the group, myself and some members of our amazing student affairs team. So it was a chance for students to meet each other virtually before they even got here, but also to ask us questions and to get the support that they need before we even start. When they do come here, they get support right from the beginning. We have the longest orientation program in Canada, 9 days. And there are portions where they're going to be integrated with students from all over the place, whether they come from down the street or halfway around the world. But we also give some special attention to orient international students to Canada, to our healthcare and banking systems, to Toronto, to the transit system here, to the fact that Toronto is an amazing, diverse city that is very safe to explore. And then you have supports all throughout your 4 years, including career services, counseling and wellness services, academic help, all those kinds of things. Just because we're a small campus doesn't mean we don't have all those services right here at Glendon.
That is awesome. That is so, so cool. And now that you mentioned the services, can we dig a little bit deeper on what is that?
So it's a multi-service sort of approach, right? So, you're graduating from university. That's the goal when you come here to get a degree, and you might be going on to graduate school or professional school, but you might be ready to join the working world right after that. Or you might want to join the working world before you even finish. So our career services team is amazing. It helps at helping students find work study opportunities, internship opportunities based on their program or based on their interests. They can help them preparing for an application for an on-campus job as well. We have career fairs. We have employer partners that come on site and do on-site interviews. We had Desjardins, which is a major Canadian bank last year, roll up in this big bus, and they were basically doing on-the-spot interviews. We have multiple employer career fairs as well, and we also help students through building resumes, building cover letters, but also coaching them on how to conduct a successful job interview.
That is so important. Yeah, because yeah, the interview world, it's how can I say this in English? It's overwhelming.
Challenging. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
very challenging.
challenging. Yeah, for sure. This is great. Now, moving on a little bit to the student life, can you share some insights into like extracurricular activities or clubs available?
Absolutely. So first, to start off, we have 30 clubs, more than 30 clubs actually, right here on campus. And because we're part of a larger university system, there are more than 300 clubs that students can become a part of. But let's focus on Glendon for now. So I'll give you a few examples. So one of them is the Glendon African Students Network. So this is a club for students who have or African origin, or maybe they came directly from Africa, and they can meet their fellow African students who share a cultural heritage, share languages, and they do community events. They do some community work. They also organize events for all students on campus as well. We also have the Glendon Student Union, the GCSU, that organizes things like pub nights. They organize trips to Montreal. They organize other events on campus as well. There's the theater club, so you don't have to be a theater student or a drama studies or drama and creative arts student to be a part of it. But they put on plays and musicals. There's one coming up soon. They're doing Legally Blonde, the musical,
Oh,
right
that's
here in our Black Box
awesome.
Theater. So basically the point is that no matter what your interests are, most likely there's a club and there's activities on campus where you can enjoy those, including right here in the digital media lab that students of all programs can use to make some amazing multimedia projects.
That is so, so, so cool. It's like, because, when sometimes when you choose your major, you're like, oh, but I also like theater, for example, in my case. So you also have that opportunity to experience that. So this is really, really, really cool.
Absolutely. And you can take drama and creative arts as a minor no matter what program you're in here.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really interesting. I see some questions here about housing and accommodation. So, how does Glendon campus support international students in finding housing or accommodation? Do you have any on campus options available? How does that work?
This is an easy question to answer, and I'm glad it's so easy. So, we are very fortunate to have two residence halls right here on campus, about 50 meters away from the main building where most of our classes are. So, you can kind of roll out of bed and into class every morning, right? Um, Also, very important, 90% of our rooms at Glendon are single rooms. They're small, but they're private, with a bathroom that you share with a few students, of course. But your private space is your private space. And also, students who are starting at Glendon in the fall are guaranteed a room and residence if they apply before the residence application deadline, which is typically May or June 1st every year. So as long as they apply before that deadline for residence, they are guaranteed a room in their first year. And every year they are asked if they are going to want to stay in residence for the next year. So housing is very easy. You can stay right here on campus.
That is awesome. I remember when I was studying, I had to travel, and the traffic and the it was not fun. So this is great. This is so so cool. Now, talking a little bit more about Glendon as a community, how does the community engage with the international students?
First of all, every new Glendon student is paired with an upper year mentor. Okay, so whether you're a domestic student, a Canadian student, or coming from the other side of the world, you will be matched up with a peer mentor. So that's a student who is in an upper year who can help guide you through the not just the orientation, but also help you through that first year of transition, right? Because it's going to be challenging. It doesn't matter how good of a student you were in high school, you are going to be met with some challenges when it comes to university learning because it is a different model of learning. So every first year student is paired with is matched with a mentor, and then those students, they can become mentors, right, in their upper years. So that's one example of how we support international students throughout their academic journey. There are also definitely ways to support students through our academic services team as well, who, if writing an essay is a challenge, we can coach you on that. There's also York International, who can help you with visa, study permit issues, any kind of immigration questions that you might have. We have licensed immigration consultants at York International that can help you not only before you start here at Glendon, but also during your Glendon campus journey.
This is so so great. That is amazing. And yeah, it's just a way to the student like to feel welcomed and supported. So that is so great. Now, talking a little bit about facilities and resources, what are some of the key facilities that are available for students?
Well, let's start with right here, the Digital Media Lab, where we have 3D printers, we have multimedia equipment. And as I said, this is a place that all students in all programs can access and create amazing projects. We also have our 50,000 square foot athletic center as well, right here on campus. So if you're more of a sporty person, you want to work out, you want to swim, you want to play tennis, you want to play basketball, you want to do a yoga class, you can become a member of the Glendon Athletic Club. And guess what? Membership for students is only $20 per year. I already mentioned our
Wow.
housing. I already mentioned our GCSU. So there are many facilities here on campus that students would expect from a large university, even though we're smaller. We have the library as well, where students can do their research and work on their projects. We're a full service campus despite only having 2,000 students. Everything you need is right here.
That is so great. I see the students in the comments like super excited about all of this. And I know guys, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, what about the application process? How does that look like for international students?
So it's pretty simple. So you can apply directly on our website. So if you do go to glendon.yorku.ca, you can follow the Future Students web page, part of our website, and then you can click on Apply Now. And then you fill out all your information and you submit your application along with a fee of $130 Canadian, about $100 US. And it allows you to choose up to two programs. So you can choose up to
Okay.
two Glendon programs. And then once you've applied, you would receive a confirmation email and your new student reference number. And that's the number that you can use to log into your application management portal. You can upload your transcripts directly on there so we can make a pre evaluation for admission. You can apply for scholarships. You can apply for residence. You can book your enrollment management appointment. And you can obviously track your application to see whether or not you got admitted. And then the process after that is, enrolling, applying for residence, applying for scholarships, and then getting ready to arrive in Canada for your September start.
This is amazing. Yeah, it doesn't sound that overwhelming, and I'm sure that you help the students like throughout all the process, so it's not as complicated as it could be in other universities. So this is great.
We're here to help, and it's always a face to the name at Glendon. We're a very face to face campus, and
That's
we're
awesome.
a really tight knit community. So whether you come from down the street or around the world, you are a full member of the Glendon community throughout your whole studies here and even after.
That is great. That is so, so cool. I know we're over time. I just couldn't keep it under 15 minutes because we had too much to share. And I'm sure that we still have so much to share. So, before we wrap it up, is there any additional advice that you would like to share with international students?
There's one thing I really want to take away. I want students to take away from this. We are really the best of both worlds. We are a small, intimate, human scale campus where you get really hands on education, a really fantastic learning experience with direct interaction with your professors. But we're in the middle of one of the world's greatest cities, the most multicultural city in the world, one of the safest cities in the world, and an amazing place to explore where literally people from everywhere have made Toronto their home. It's an astonishing diversity that we have, not only on campus, but in the city of Toronto. I'm from here, I'm biased. So, it's definitely my favorite city in the world, but I strongly encourage students to check out Glendon, but always keep in mind that one of our best assets, besides our amazing academic programs, is the fact that we're in one of the best cities in the world.
For sure. Yes, you guys have it all. And it is so, so amazing. I'm going to share here now on the screen. Um, the ways that the students can contact you. So, guys, there it is. You can take a screenshot right now. It is international at glendon.yorku.ca, or you can send a WhatsApp to +1 647 463 6273. So guys, please don't hesitate. I know you have so many questions because I'm seeing them on the channels. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to address them all, but I'm sure that if you send an email or a WhatsApp, the Glendon team will be super happy to help you with all your questions and with your process to become a Glendon student.
It'll be me. That's my WhatsApp number. So you'll be talking to me.
This is awesome. And you can let him know, like, hey, Ryan, I saw you on the Student World Talks. And then just to start the conversation, guys, there just ask. There you cannot lose anything, so, and you can gain a lot. So don't hesitate, reach out and make your study abroad dreams come true. Awesome. So thank you so much, Ryan, for being here with us, for sharing
Thank you,
all
Carla.
this amazing information. I hope we can have you in another one of this real soon.
Yep. Love to.
And thank you, everyone, for being here with us, for sharing a little bit of your morning, afternoons, evenings, depending on where you are. And I hope to see you next time here on the Student World Talks. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
You. Bye.